What's up, everybody? I'm here to do another video about Dexter. I just can't seem to help myself. This ninth season was just so irritating and made so little sense. There's just so many things to pick apart. One thing that I've come across is that people have been saying that if charged, there would be nothing to actually link Dexter to any of the murders that he committed. Not just in this season, but also the murders he committed in Miami as the Bay Harbor Butcher. And I think that's a very unrealistic approach. I don't know about the rest of the world, but as far as the American justice system, what world are you living in? Since when does there need to be physical evidence for someone to be convicted of a crime? It happens every day that people get convicted of crimes just because someone accused them of something. Then they get set free decades later. Uh, so I don't know. People who believe that Dexter couldn't have gotten convicted in the Dexter universe, well, they no offense, but that's a little naive. I'm not knocking the American justice system alone. I'm sure there's other corrupt justice systems on planet Earth, but you know, it's pretty obvious that the American justice system is very unethical. Like look at people like Jeffrey Epstein or Harvey Weinstein. Like, I'm not saying these are good guys that deserve to be free. I know Jeffrey Epstein's dead. You don't need to remind me of that. But I'm saying like, was there any physical evidence like linking these guys to their accused crimes? Not sure. As far as I know, it was all hearsay. Do I think they were guilty of a lot of scandalous and just straight up monstrous behavior? Well, yeah, yeah, definitely. But I'm just saying, like, you know, because of the court of public opinion, that these guys were going down one way or another. And the state, when they want to get you, they'll get you to keep the masses happy. You know, like look at Epstein, how he died. Like, he was supposed to be under suicide watch, and he's a high profile prisoner. But somehow they have no footage of him supposedly killing himself. So you see what I'm saying? Like, if Dexter really did go on trial for killing at least dozens, if not hundreds of people, you think the state would really let him loose? They'd have a riot on their hands. Dexter would have gotten incarcerated for the rest of his life, at minimum, if not given the death penalty. Actually, I think life in prison would have been more cruel. Um, that's why he, wanted his son to kill him. He took the, you know, punk move out. But yeah, like it happens in organized crime. Like all sorts of organized crime groups, like the members of various organized crime groups, they always rat on each other. How often do you hear about a professional gangster getting convicted because his, let's call them colleagues, point the finger at him, testify against him in court? And a lot of times there's no physical evidence, it's just hearsay. And the testimony is coming from people who have little to no credibility, like guys who are equally as scummy as the defendant. But they end up getting convicted. Why? Because when the state wants to get you, they will bring down the hammer. And like I'm not necessarily saying that's bad every time, because like a lot of these professional gangsters, they're very cunning, so they may get away with like a million other things. So in the back of your mind, you might be saying, well, if we can frame them for something just to make them pay for all those things they got away with, it's justice. I could see the argument there. But on the flip side, there's lots of innocent people who get convicted of things just because the state wants them to be convicted. Um, any of my possible listeners out there, have you ever heard of an individual named Edward Snowden? Well, if you haven't, he was a government contractor for the NSA. he was a whistleblower. He released numerous documents on unethical things the United States government was doing with our tax dollars. And where is he today? He's in Russia. Why? Because he had to flee the United States because he's considered an enemy of the state. See what I'm saying? It's not about right or wrong when it comes to the American justice system. It's about whatever's convenient. Or have you ever heard of Guantanamo Bay? That's a piece of Cuban soil that the U.S. government is operating a prison on. For years, there have been people incarcerated there as who they've accused of being terrorists, but they've never actually been charged with crimes. See what I'm saying? So there's just no way that in real life Dexter would have gotten away with what he did. If the majority of the United States population considers you to be suspicious, and the government doesn't want a rebellion on their hands, they'll take you down. And you could see it in Dexter's face too when his cop ex-girlfriend brought up the fact that his old colleague from Miami Metro, Angel Batista, would be showing up the next day. So he knew he had nothing left to lose. That's why he killed that Sergeant Logan. So yeah, I just wanted to just bring back everyone to reality about how Dexter like could have won on a legal battleground, but there's no way. And another thing, even though Dexter was in touch with reality in that case, he was not in touch with reality when it came to his attempt at fleeing. There's no way Dexter would have gotten far. The, he in the universe of Dexter, he's probably one of the most successful serial killers in history. Like he would have been more sought after than Osama bin Laden. Okay, so his son gave him the merciful way out. Okay, he would have gotten caught and he would have spent the rest of his life in prison. And it wouldn't have been cushy because, for one, Dexter used to work for the police department. So he made a fool out of the American justice system. He was under their nose the whole time and he did what he did. So I'm thinking they would want to make an example out of him. Like, not put him in solitary confinement, put him in the general population. And who runs like maximum security prisons? Prison gangs. And I'm willing to bet a large chunk of the people Dexter killed over the years were gangbangers, or things of that nature, people of that in that world. So yeah, like it was a lose-lose situation for Dexter. And in the end, I said this in a prior video, like it was pretty humiliating that his own son ended up killing him. Like that just goes to show you, like at the end of the day, his even his own blood um didn't accept him. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Feel free to leave any comments about what your thoughts are on the American justice system. Take care.